What a weekend it was. New fields, huge matchups, come from behind wins. Hi everyone, I'm Charlie Carnaccio and welcome to the Mashup. The week started with a couple of good non-league volleyball matchups, Beacon and Spackenkill on Monday, and then Arlington and Haldane on Tuesday. Spackenkill's Nurse Scherer goes for the dig, but Alex Skiva loads up and Beacon took a pretty hefty sized lead at 17-10. But Scherer's deception works on this play. She loads up and just lofts it over. Taylor Mohan from the outside kills it. She finished the night with 14 kills. The Spartans had too many weapons at the net, and they go on to win Game 2 25-15 and Game 3 26-24 to improve to 7-1 on the season with a 3-0 shutout over the Bulldogs. Arlington traveled to Haldane, one of the largest schools in the state, against one of the smallest schools in the state, but Haldane also boasts one of the biggest trophy cases in New York State. But the unforced errors by Haldane is really what did them in. Annie Bedard had 10 kills. That's Kelly McLaughlin with 4 blocks and 2 kills on the night. Kelly Vajos had 3 blocks for Haldane. Here's match point. Jamie Stevens rocks it just inside the baseline, and Arlington wins it in straight sets, 25-23, 25-19, and 25-18 over Haldane. And the matchups continued when the Arlington girls soccer team came to John Jay, 2 powerhouse programs in Section 1, and what a number John Jay did on the Admirals in this one. Patriots did it with physicality and finesse. They jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead that became a 4-0 lead, and then wound up winning it 5-1 over Arlington, surprising everybody.
We got a couple of breaks today that could have kept this game a lot closer. And I know Kieran as a coach, when he got down, he's chasing goals, which opened up more for us, created opportunities for us.
Then it was the Arlington boys putting up their scoreless and unbeaten record against its biggest rival, John Jay. Vinny Colantuono sends it upfield. Connor Milanolfi heads it towards the net, then catches up with it for the chip. And Arlington is on the board in the 25th minute with a 1-0 lead. Eric Eastman threads it to Dave Vertis. He follows his shot and Arlington takes a 2-goal lead. That's all they would need to rack up another win and another shutout.
They're an excellent team. They're fantastic. I thought they really took it to us today.
And if that wasn't great enough, football games came into play on Friday in the celebration of some new fields. Roosevelt and Millbrook opened up their field on Friday. Haldane opened theirs on Saturday. And on Sunday, it got me wondering, where are the plans for the new fields for John Jay and Ketchum? I'd settle for some light bulbs at the John Jay Field. Friday night at Roosevelt, it was the new field, homecoming, senior night, whatever else you could pack into that glorious night in Hyde Park. And oh yeah, how about 51 points for the Presidents? The unveiling of the new stadium at Roosevelt, 46 years in the making, and there was excitement in the air.
Words can't even begin to describe what it's like to step onto a field that replaces something that's 46 years old.
Had a lot of support from the community.
And then it was finally time for the Presidents to break on through. And they certainly did that. After driving down the field in the first quarter, Avery Struther becomes the answer to an FDR trivia question and scores the first TD on the new field. Later in the second, it's Avery again. A 42-yard run. He makes it look easy, and Roosevelt is up 14-0. Matt DePilka sends this one up. A perfect pass to Mike Bryan. Roosevelt led 35-0 at halftime. Roosevelt wasn't going to let anything get in the way of its 50-7 win.
Oh yeah, we definitely expected it. I mean, Saugerty is still a good team. You still got to bring it and still play, but the crowd was definitely a momentum builder. It was an awesome night.
Millbrook opened up their new field against Sullivan West. After playing 3 games on the road, the Blazers felt good to be home. Joe Daly bobs and weaves his way 13 yards for the second score. It's 16-0 Millbrook. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, the Bulldogs just couldn't get off the leash. A fumble here allows freshman Delvin Wood to take this one 70 yards the other way. And what a way to christen the new field for Joe Daly. 2 TDs already, and he takes this one 52 yards for another score.
We start fast, we get some momentum, the defense starts playing better, we run to the ball, and we let our weapons do what we got to do.
Other games included a few heartbreakers. The thought of putting another feather in their cap was on the minds of all Ketchum fans. The first offensive play of the game, who wouldn't have a good feeling? Kevin Duke to Brendan Hayes, a 50-yard pass reception. Ketchum jumped out to a 15-0 lead over White Plains. But then White Plains went into the survival mode that helped them in last week's come-from-behind win. Chris Jordan weaves his way through the defense, and then White Plains begins to manage the field and the clock in the final 2 minutes of play. Big yardage here for Jordan. And then it's the Crab to Morris connection. Crab hits Morris again. That's a first down. And White Plains is just 3 yards and 27 seconds away from either tying this thing or taking the lead. Crab barrels through the middle. That makes it a 37-36 game. They decide to go for 2. So why not loft it to the guy who's got the most height? Rapetti grabs this one on the perfect lead pass from Crab. That makes it 38-37 White Plains, and the Tigers, who never led until the final 22 seconds of the game, steal the show from Ketchum to remain undefeated at 4-0. Haldane among the schools that christened new fields this season, but could they rack up the 50 points that Millbrook and Roosevelt did when they christened theirs the night before? Early on, it looked promising. Haldane in the blue jerseys hosting the Pauling Tigers. And in the first quarter, Tyler Giacanta pushes it 5 yards for the score. It's 6-0 Blue Devils with the missed extra point. Later, it's Will Moss converting on a Pauling turnover. And look at him go. He makes sure he steps across the length of the new turf, getting it inside the 5. So you go with the guy who got you there, right? Will Moss high-stepping it into the end zone, making it 12-0. Aaron Thomas drops the mail. It's a broken play. But Bellucci is there to fix it. A 15-yard reception. The 2-point conversion was good, and that made it 14-12 Tigers in the third. Haldane looking to get back some momentum in the fourth quarter when they held Pauling off on a goal line stand. Matt Balducci with the huge stop. The Blue Devils get the ball back, but Pauling forces a safety, making it 16-12 Tigers. To add insult to injury, Haldane has to kick off, and Pauling's Aiden King takes it all the way back for a TD. That puts this one out of reach for Haldane's debut on the new field. Pauling wins it 23-12 the final.
It boils down to the fact that when a team makes as many mistakes as we do not deserve to win a football game.
Here's what you can look forward to this coming week. On Monday, John Jay and Ketchum meet up for the first time this season in boys soccer. Ketchum hosts that one. It's a 4:30 start. The girls will meet up at Jay on Thursday with a 4:15 start. Ketchum and Jay also square off in girls swimming at 4:15 at Mount St. Mary College in Newburgh. Tuesday, it's Jay and Ketchum in field hockey at 4:15. Ketchum boys soccer travels to Arlington on Wednesday at 4:30. That should be a good one. Haldane volleyball takes on perennial powerhouse Hendrick Hudson at 6 p.m. on Thursday. Local football games for Friday night include Mamaroneck coming to play Arlington with a 7 p.m. kickoff. New Paltz comes into Highland, a 6:30 start. Middletown is at Newburgh at 7. Kingston at Pine Bush, that should be a good one. Roosevelt hopes to keep the mojo alive on that new field because Cornwall is coming in Friday night at 7. And then on Saturday, Spackenkill travels to Powerhouse Marlborough for a 3 p.m. start. Red Hook is at Dover at 3. Rondout Valley puts its 3-1 record against Tri-Valley. That game also has a 3 p.m. start. And Ellenville hosts Onteora. Beacon will host Sleepy Hollow, 3 p.m. start. John Jay hosts Clarkstown South, also at 3 p.m. Pauling hosts Bronxville at 3 p.m. And in soccer, Washingtonville comes to Wallkill. That should be a good one. It's another 3 p.m. start. Hey, did you see the new app for our iPhone? It's a little bubble that comes down. You push on that and it will create a little icon on your iPhone so that all you have to do is click on that instead of typing in HudsonValleySportsReport.com. But thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next week on The Mashup.